Hey guys, Nicholai here with you, back at you with another reaction to some Twitter beef and drama going on. Absolutely incredible stuff going on right here, guys. Kyungmin Lee, great guy. Everyone should follow him. Everyone should support him. Go follow his YouTube channel here at YouTube / at Kyung Kang Min Min Lee LEE TV. He's fantastic. He's going to be producing more content soon, and he's got a lot of things cooking. And I have all the confidence in the world that he'll be massively successful. And no matter what he does, you want to be in with it. So, that being said, we're going to see where the drama started, where the orientation of the drama started. So, first it starts with Kyungmin saying a very common sense thing. Now, there is an announcement. Pornhub stops operating in Arizona over new age verification law. State requires age verification over 18. Pornhub shuts down every time. They're not even trying to hide their agenda at this point. So the first thing that needs to be noted is there's absolutely nothing wrong with banning pornography from all of society, but the bare minimum we should be doing in society is banning it from children having access to it, and more specifically, making it as difficult as possible to access it for children and frankly not children at all. The fact that porn found a way to create addicts at such a young age is one of the most devastating poisons to ever enter our society ever. I would rather have every illegal drug on the planet legal in the United States of America, but we have social shame on those things, than have porn be legal. That's how horrible porn is for society. Now, that being said, the first thing that happened was he gets a response. Nobody gives a crap about targeting children or kids because kids don't have money to pay for stuff. This isn't true. So we can stop being mentally deficient for a second and be honest with what's happening here. Do you, Kyungmin Lee, feel comfortable showing your government ID when you jerk off? Oh, no? Okay, well, no one else does either. And so please explain the financial advantage for a company to set up a product that is extremely costly for them and opens them to liabilities if they get hacked when it's common sense that nobody uses it. Okay. First thing, no one's going to get sued because, well, you're going to get sued because you're hacked if you didn't do the proper procedures. Second, don't jerk off. You shouldn't be masturbating. It's not good for you. It is literally one of the most harmful things you can do to your body. Not just spiritually, but physically as well. The viewing of porn is actually massively horrible for you. In fact, it would be better for you to just go buy a stripper or a whore off the street than it would be for you to consume porn the way most people consume it on a daily basis, repeatedly, over and over and over and over again. It would be better for you to do that. Now, of course, no one's advocating for that. Prostitution shouldn't be illegal. Neither should porn. And then Kyungmin says, why are you so triggered with the possibility of your porn being taken away? John Della Rose says, there's a whole anti-woke influencer class that are not culture warriors, but grift off algorithms to shout, we oppose censorship, like it means anything. It's not about, listen to this low IQ stuff. It's not about porn being taken away, nor is it about helping the children either. They don't want a trustworthy local authenticator app that respects and protects the anonymity while keeping children away from degenerate content. They want you submissive to their control. You realize those local authenticator apps, you still have to upload your driver's license, bro. You still have to prove your identity. How do you prove your identity? Birth certificate, driver's license, or some other form of communication. Do you think any of these local authenticator apps are not bound to government regulation and have to hand over the data and information when it's needed? You think it's any safer? Bro, come on. Stop. Because online security physicality cannot handle an ID system at this state. No, that's just not true. Given what happened to Discord not too long ago, there's a chance of breach and people's IDs being leaked. It happens with the biggest companies in the world all the time. It happens with governments. It happens all the time. Your data is not secure. The only way to secure your data is not be on the internet. And even then, you have to deal with physical security. People are stupid. People are dumb. Why are you so blind? You can't see the issue with it. Oh, wait, you just are selective. And he's pointing out that Kyungmin opposes a permanent social credit system and caste 4 years ago, by the way. I mean, what's he could have had his opinion changed. This isn't about socialism. This is about preventing children from having access to graphic pornography. There is no problem with requiring people to verify their ID. There are plenty of organizations and companies that have ways that you can verify ID instantaneously, and they don't keep any of the data. They erase all the data instantaneously. Okay? There's all sorts of things like that. Can we stop with the nonsense? Now, what does he continue to say? We're going to go to the next part. Someone quote tweeted Kyungmin here and said, "Why you're so triggered?" He says, "Horseshoe theory works again. Extreme leftist, extreme rightist." Being extreme right just means not wanting children having access to graphic pornography, seeing adult grown women and adult grown men do some of the most degenerate acts that we have ever seen in society ever. There's no limits to Pornhub or X videos or any of those other sites. There's no limits. You literally can see some of the most degenerate stuff that would have been a dream in the mind of it wouldn't have been in the dreams of the most degenerate people 100 years ago. They would have been like, "Oh my gosh." Some of the things that we see and that children have been exposed to is absolutely crazy. Anybody who has had any experience with this knows this. We see the same thing with graphic pornographic smut. It used to be tame and like, oh, he touched her clavicle, and then it goes to black. It fades to black in the novel. And now it's, getting raw dogged by a minotaur. The social degeneration of our society happens because the pornography becomes more and more graphic, and it starts at younger and younger and younger and younger ages, and is more and more and more freely available. Christians need to stand up against this. No more libertarian, degenerate approving psychopaths running our society and telling us you need to allow your children to have access to graphic pornography with no limits. Oh, it's the duty of the parents. Parents, as a parent, I can't control what happens outside my home. There could be a kid that shows my child graphic pornography on their phone, even though I have the phone and our internet completely locked down. Some kid can still show it. I want it to make it difficult for even that to happen. And the way to make that happen is by simply not allowing children to be able to freely show and spread it in their classrooms, on their phones, or anything like that. And the way to do that, age verification laws, stricter controls on graphic imagery on the internet, and more. No one has a problem with that. And no one should have a problem with it. But the government might take control of the site. Your government already has your information, idiots. They already have it all. They can find you. They can do whatever they want with you. They have all of your information. They can lock you out of your bank account. They can do all of that stuff already. They don't need digital ID. The only thing they can't do right now is force you to get a microchip to pay for stuff. But all of you guys are blindly walking in to the crypto world where you're going to be like, crypto, we could just force the government we're all going to use crypto, and that's how we're going to pay for things now. The government's going to get involved. They're going to make it so that it's digitized, and then they're going to start operating with Bitcoin en masse or whatever other cryptocurrency they want to use. And it's going to happen the same way. The only way to prevent this from happening en masse is to demand coinage. To demand coinage that actually reflects real things using real metals. Gold standard, silver standard, or I don't even care if it's just each coin is based on the price of that precious metal. I don't care if you have a copper penny, it's worth this much cents based on the price of copper or whatever. I don't care. I don't care how they do it. That is the way to actually stop the digital revolution that's happening where all of your information is controlled. But you guys aren't interested in that. You guys still want your credit cards. You still want your debit cards. You still want all of that stuff and access to everything, which is the same as digital ID. You have to. Do you think your banks don't give that information to the government when requested? You think those credit card institutions don't give that information when the government requests it? Or the government doesn't have a way around it where they can get it if they really want to? If the government truly became authoritarian and wanted to destroy your lives, no bank is going to stand up to them. Are you kidding me? Oh, but I use Bitcoin. They can track Bitcoin, guys. I hate to break it to you. I've been in the cybersecurity space long enough. They can track all that stuff. Bitcoin hasn't been secure measure of commerce, and besides, everyone just treats it as a stock anyways. No one actually uses it for currency. No one pays a Bitcoin for their groceries. No one pays in Bitcoin for their groceries. No one. And Bitcoin is only relevant in value based on fiat. No one says it's worth one Bitcoin. They say, no, the Bitcoin is worth this much fiat because that's what's relevant. No one actually cares how much the Bitcoin itself is physically worth because it's not anything. It's an illusory thing. They care how much it is in relation to fiat. If fiat suddenly becomes valueless, the Bitcoin isn't going to have any more value than the fiat. Because how are you going to pay for anything? No one's going to accept a Bitcoin if the freaking society's collapsing. No one cares. It's a stock, and just be honest with that, so that we can stop overinflating the value of Bitcoin because it's way overinflated right now. Yeah, this is not a Bitcoin argument, anyways. We're going to continue. I'm sorry, sidetracked. Get on back on track, Nicholai. Anyways, Kelman responds, I'm talking about banning hardcore pornography. Surely you don't think filming and distributing people having sex with each other is a net good for individuals, families, and society? And then Smash JT responds, and by the way, he's completely right. Surely you don't think cigarettes are a net good on society, alcohol as well. What about social media? Curious. Now, Kelman responds, and I want to add a little bit to what he says. I wouldn't mind ban on cigarettes, though they're not nearly as prevalent as pornography. Alcohol consumption is amoral. He's absolutely correct. Alcohol is a net neutral thing. You can consume it responsibly or irresponsibly. So I wouldn't want to see legislation against that. We already have laws against drunk driving and such. Social media is also amoral and can be used for good. Hardcore pornography has no upsides, and its proliferation has destroyed society and millions of people. Absolutely share that. There's nothing good about hardcore pornography. He just keeps on repeating that, which is good. Now, let's go back another. And then this is shared by Smash JT, and this is where we're going to start the actual response. The far right is no different than far left. Where is the energy with cigarettes? Cigarettes, my brother, cigarettes are not a big issue. We already have great campaigns and regulations on cigarettes. Young people are already not allowed to smoke. You're under 18. You're not supposed to be able to smoke. It's illegal. Are they a net good on society? Alcohol as well? What about social media? Phones, video games. And by the way, tobacco is a nuanced position because tobacco can have some upside to society, like community, like a good cigar bar where a bunch of adults meet and just have a good social time is not the same degree of evil. It's not even evil, I would say, but it's not to the same degree of societal harm because it's mostly individuals choosing to go to a cigar bar. Whereas I have no choice when it comes to graphic pornography. It's invaded every aspect of our lives, and children have no ability to filter it. It's so harmful to the brain. I mean, the science on this is irrefutable. Cherry pick things you want banned and cling to your ideology as an excuse for it is exactly how we got here in the first place. This is not exactly how we got here in the first place. The way we got here in the first place is allowing degeneracy. It's allowing degeneracy. If your video game has a bunch of titties showing, right, a bunch of boobies everywhere, just completely graphic and completely disgusting, degenerate stuff, no, it shouldn't be allowed. They should censor it. Tell me, Smash JT, if porn is so harmless, should we just allow a free porn game to be produced? It has it's a free porn game, free, 100% free on Steam. Okay? Not even Steam. How about this? It's just a browser game, 100% free browser game. It's got gotcha command. It's got gotcha monetization. So you pay for new nudie girls and new sex positions and things like that. It's totally free. Kids can access it. Should the government just allow that? Or should the government say, no, if you need to be above 18 to even access the game, you guys need to implement age verification law on this product? Why would that be wrong? Unless you have no problem with kids consuming hardcore pornography. Pornography was banned, and Kyungmin responds, pornography was banned in America for most of American history. Absolutely true. In a time period where the government was much smaller, Americans broadly enjoyed more freedoms. I'm happy to talk to you more about your views on stream, but there's literally no upside for porn. Literally, and he's absolutely 100% correct. We need to stop allowing this libertarian nonsense to control our society. Oppose pornography. Oppose it because it harms children. Oppose it because it's not good for the soul. Oppose it because it degenerates society. And let's not even get into that most legal porn is actually illegally produced because they don't verify the age of a lot of those actresses that are involved. They don't verify all sorts of things like if those people are being coerced. You know how many people are raped on porn sets? They're drugged out of their minds. They can't consent. They're in debt traps. There's a lot of debt traps. Just ask any foreign porn actresses. There are some that enjoy it, and that's just all they do, and that's all they like to do. But there's more than a few where the industry completely takes advantage of them. We need to end this scourge on society, and one way we can go a long ways to ending it is age verification law. IP address verification and other things. Frankly, if it was me, I would just ban it on a ISP level. I would just have them do a whitelist. Hey, you want your website whitelisted for the internet in America? You got to make sure that there's no degenerate crap on yours, or that you have robust enough security measures to make sure children don't have access to it. Well, how do you do that? Here's the regulations. It's no different than alcohol regulations. We already have plenty of alcohol regulations, and when they are enforced properly, they're actually pretty good. Alcohol licensing laws, alcohol regulations on can you actually continue to give someone knowing they're already drunk? There's all sorts of ways you can prevent it. Anyways, guys, this is my rant. God bless, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe. You know the drill.